Welcome to Algebra 2 CST release question number 69. Here's what it says. It says if log 2, and this is going to be log base 10 of 2. If it's not written in there, we assume it's log base 10. So log base 10 of 2 is approximately 0.301. Log base 10 of 3 is approximately 0.477. What is the approximate value of log 72? When you see problems like this where you can't use a calculator, which we can't do here, and you have to figure this out without a calculator, I want you to try to think of this number as a product or a sum somehow of these two numbers, but we might have to write them as exponents or with certain values or with certain powers to these numbers. What do I mean by all that? Well, we're going to use our laws of logarithms. I'm going to go way back here to 59 or 53, sorry, way back here to 53. There it is right here. So we had these laws of logarithms. We're going to use these laws of logarithms and we're going to write the numbers almost there. Trying to think of two things at once. Okay, there we go. So we're going to try to write 72 as a product of 3 and 2 to certain powers or to some powers. I know off the top of my head that 8 times 9 is 72. And I can write 8 as a power of 2, and I can write 9 as a power of 3. Alright, so let's try to write this out in that kind of way, where we're going to break this down or split this up into a way like that. So log of 72 is going to be the same thing as log of, well, I could write it as, let's think of it as 8 times 9. And I can write that as 2 cubed times 3 squared. 8 is just 2 cubed, 9 is just 3 squared. So I haven't changed what the number equals, I've just changed the way it looks. So 72 is the same thing as 2 cubed times 3 squared. From there, we're going to use our laws of logarithms where we can take a product and split it up and add those two things together. So log base 10, remember it's not there, so we think log base 10, 2 to the third, plus log base 10 of 3 squared. Purposely not writing the base 10 because we need to be used to seeing it there, considering it as an invisible 10 if nothing's written there. And then one other law of logarithms said that if we have powers, we can put the powers and multiply it on the outside of the log part there. And so we're going to have this as 3 times log 2 plus 2 times log 3. And you may say, well, how does that help me get my answer? It's in this decimal form. Look up here again. It says that log 2 equals 0.301. Log 3 equals 0.477. So now I can substitute those values in right here. So I can say that this is, I'm going to say approximately, because we did round these off, or they did round those off. Approximately 3 times log 2 is 0.301. So I just plug that in. Log 3, 0.477. And now put these two things together. You've got this times this. I don't really need parentheses there. So this is going to be 0.602 plus, and then 477 times 2. Let's see, that would be, why don't I do this one? I'm just afraid. I'm going to do this one off to the side. I'm just afraid I'm going to make a mental math mistake here. So 14, I'm doing all this without a calculator, remember, just like we have to do on CSTs, like you might have to do on a final exam for an Algebra 2 class. We should know how to do these things without calculators. That would be 15 there, and carry a 1. So this would be 8 and 9, and it looks like I would still have the decimal there and a 0 there. So this added to this is going to give me approximately, this would be 56 for the last two digits with the 2 and the 54, and then the 6 and the 9 together would give me 1.5. So I've got about 1.5, yikes, 1.5, that's a better 5, 5, 6. And that is not one of the answers. So rather than re-record all this, I just want to see, did you see what I did wrong? I just saw it. I just saw what I did wrong. It's right here. So sometimes it's good for us to make mistakes and go back and be like, well, why wasn't that the right answer? This happens to me once in a while too as a math teacher. I'll have a moment where I just don't see things clearly, and So that should have been 3. I did 2 times this instead of 3 times this. My fault. My bad. So, hey, we made the correction. Let's fix that. And I hope you were yelling at your computer screen as I was going through that step, saying, what is he doing? When we put these two things together, that would be 9.9.9, that'd be 1.8, and then this would be 5.7. There we go. Our final answer for number 69 should be choice D.